Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. We're still discussing the tongue articulation point where a lot of letters come out from, and specifically the tip of the tongue, okay? So today's letters are حرف الطاء over here on your right, and then حرف التاء and dal. So you have to understand, that ta and ta are the same letter. Ta and ta. They are the same exact letter. The only difference is that ta is light and ta is heavy. And we have a couple letters in the Arabic language that are exactly the same, except that one is light and one is heavy. For example, you have حرف الضاد, حرف الضاد. So the light version would be dal, ad, and ad. Okay. And then you have حرف الصاد, as, and then as. Same letter, same articulation point, just one heavy, one light. All right. And then you have al, va, and then ath. Same letter, the, va. And then you have, we can add to this this maybe or maybe not, I don't know, but let's add qaf and kaf. So same letter, but one is light, one is heavy. But like a little bit like difference in the articulation points. One is like before the other, You have aq and then you have ek. So maybe we shouldn't add this one, I'm not sure honestly. But you know what I mean here. So you at, ad, as, ad, same letter. Same articulation point. The only difference is that for this part here, the heavy guys, strong guys, we have to concave the tongue to make them strong. And for these guys over here, we do not concave the tongue because the sound has to leave the mouth. Super easy, super smooth. So if we look at this, let me erase this. If we look at حرف الطاء over here, you see over here there's this concave. Now as you can see here, number one, we're holding the tongue up, you see, because of the characteristic I mentioned with حرف الضاد. This is the characteristic of إطباق. Again, there are four letters, only four letters in the Arabic language have this characteristic. These are صاد, ضاد, طاء, and ظا. These four letters. Okay, إطباق is when you hold your tongue up very close to the roof of the mouth. Okay, and like I said in the other video about حرف الضاد, it's a bit difficult if you're not used to it, but with time, with practice, you're going to be strong. And like I said, this is difficult for everyone, Arab and non-Arab. Like in our daily speech, we are not used to holding the tongue up like that, all of it, We're used to working with the tip of the tongue, Working with the tip of the tongue is easy for all of us. But holding the tongue, all of it up like that, it's difficult. It happens with time, inshallah, and practice. So basically, this is the number one thing. You have إطباق, and then the number two thing is that we concave the tongue. Look here. You see how we're concaving it? So the sound gets stuck in the middle. And then you have this sound. Okay? Now compare this with حرف التاء. Same exact articulation point. The only thing is that over here the tongue is relaxed because this is a relaxed letter. This is a light letter. At, ta, ti, tu, at. All right? And then you have حرف الداء. Same articulation point. Ad. Now the reason why he put dal here and not as a comparison with حرف الضاد is because, like we said the other class, حرف الضاد, we actually use the sides of the tongue. We don't focus on the tip. Yes, the tip goes up, yes it touches, but we focus more on the sides of the tongue. All right, so ad, da, di, do, ad, at, ta, ti, tu. Now I've met people from the UK and America who have this problem of mixing they go like at the S, this C sound, like this S sound or sin sound to the ta. And I think this happens because like with حرف التاء, as you can see here, you have to stick the tip of the tongue to the gums. You have to stick it here. You cannot leave an opening. I think what these guys are doing is that they leave an opening in the middle. So this is the tongue. It goes up. So this is stuck to the gums. This is stuck to the gums. But here there's an empty space here, and then this sa sound comes out. So what you have to do is you have to stick all of the tip up to the gums like this here. Okay, go like at. And then of course حرف التاء has this hams characteristic, which means that air comes out of the mouth. So once you first you close the articulation point, you go like at, and then you really open the articulation point, and then you have this air coming out. Now interestingly, in Indonesia, I'm not sure if any other Asian country has this problem with Indonesians have this very interesting thing about their language where when they have حرف التاء and حرف الكاء, they go like at, and then they hold it. They completely close the articulation point and they do not release to have that air come out. So you have to keep reminding them, no, in the Arabic language, it has the characteristic of hams. Air has to come out of the mouth. At, Okay, same goes for kaf. So when they say, they go like ek, and then don't even ask me how like that's possible, but it's their language, subhanallah, like, you know, different languages are different, you know. So they do not release air after that. So with both kaf and ta, first you close like articulation point and then you open to release that air. All right, let me move on to the next, you know, letters. So over here we have harf al-sad and harf al-sin and zay. So like we said, like previously, sa and sa, same letter. One is light, one is heavy. Obviously, this is the heavy one, since over here you have this concave. So when you see the mouth, the tongue concaved, you know you have a heavy letter. So the sound gets stuck over here. And you go like as, sa, si, su, as. All right, with S, we don't do that, okay? Yes, it looks like we're holding the tongue up in this interesting shape, but it's not a concave. Compare it with over here, it's not concaved, you see? It's not concaved as in here. So you go like S, sa, si, su, S, Az, za, zi, zu, Az. All right, this one again, as. Remember, you have to hold the tongue up, all of it up like this, as, because it has the characteristic of itbaq. All right, let me move on to the next letters. So over here we have harf al-dha, and over here the and tha. Again, one heavy and one light. Over here you see this concave. Now you will notice that like the shape of the tongue looks different in each one of these, like when they have concave. This is because this is the articulation point. So when we say this letter is heavy, this has nothing to do with like a specific articulation point. This has more to do with the tongue. It has to do with like, you know, with us concaving our tongue to have this, you know, heavy sound, you know. Va, av. You see? Over here, same articulation point. So basically for these three letters, we are using the tip of the tongue with the ends of the upper front teeth. All right, here. All right, but here it's relaxed. It's adh, dha, dhi, dhu. Also harf tha, ath, tha, thi, thu. Over here, this one is heavy. This is why we're concaving the tongue. Over here, tongue is relaxed, so the sound leaves the mouth. Super easy, super smooth. All right, I want to stop here because like we're done with the tongue letters. Okay, so next video we will have the lips and the nasal cavity, and that's it for articulation points. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.